Pelješac Peninsula and Korčula. Wine, food and places.
Hello, I'm Christian. Montia is the director. We are going to explore Pelješac Peninsula and Korčula Island in South Croatia, specifically South Dalmatia, not far from Dubrovnik. Our main topic will be wine, food, but of course beaches and places. So we will change a few spots, so we will see vineyards, wineries, we will eat, drink, we will go to the beaches, and we will see the towns, the bigger and smaller. So it will be a bit of mix, but wine is probably the main because I am a sommelier. She also loves, and that area is very interesting because even if studying, there are many info, but there is a lack of easy connection to wineries, places, even for the restaurants. There are some premium, but not easy to have, for example, the full menus of food, wine and everything, or to have a proper place where to have the ratings. So it's still a bit adventurous even with our preparation. We will try something that probably will not be up to standards, but I do fair comments. I don't care even if the comments on the websites are on the same line. And then I tend to analyze every product. A winery may be not standing, but may have some very good product, one or two, because maybe it's their flagship and that they focus more on that than the quantities. So we will see. I hope you will enjoy. We will for sure with everything, and let's see how it comes out because it's our first try.
Good morning. After a long trip, finally we're here. This is the next day. Quite good, a bit hazy as you see in the long distance. Other beach is on the right below the mountain. Then you have the channel, quite tiny, small islets, and on the left back is Korčula Island. We are about 300 meters above sea level now, in between Dingač vineyards on our left, which we will see soon, and Postup vineyards on our right, from here closer to Ore Beach, which are less slopey. So we crossed the tunnel Dingač inside the mountain, and now we are really in the middle of Dingač vineyards. So Dingač is the location, is the name of the wine. Plavsmali is the grape. This denomination is because of the specific and special terroir, got this reward already long time ago in the 60s, if I will remember. You see steep, 70% is the highest part, 45 is about the average. Only there around the houses near the seaside is about 30%. So the southwest facing, the slopes, the sea reflecting the sun, this special terroir really give a special character even to the grape that is different. There is Montia taking photos of terraces and rocky soils. You see the trail for the trucks in cement because of the steepness. They need to help the cars and trucks to be able to go up. There is the upper part around 300 meters, just below the top of the mountain, while we are at about 200 now.
Rocky, bit of red on the iron and similar. So the base is limestone. Most of the old vines are like Albarello style, not with a hole, but similar to what is in Sicily. Very low trunk and then growing up a bit. While these are young, and here maybe they put an iron pole just to support them. I don't think they plan to do different farming style. Now we have visited 2015 Madirazza winery. This is one of the top wines, Dingach Selection 2015. So the real expression of Dingach, age and selection. Still color very lively. Typical, very typical notes for my little experience on the wine. Because Dingach is the specific denomination. Just those slopes, 45-50% on the seaside. Plus Mali is the grape, but only there is called Dingach. So there is always a lot of Mediterranean notes, olives, of course on top of the fruit.
So how you feel about this wine tasting?
Nose is very interesting. Dry, still good tannin, but smooth due to the age. This is aged in a Slavonian cask, big. There is a bit of sweet fruit at the end. .5 alcohol, still good, not crazy. Some can go higher. Still a lot of fruit, spiciness is little, so it has huge potential. Now we have the top of the selection for us today. This is a Riserva 2012. It was opened yesterday. Changed already in the period I have it in the glass. Wait a second. It is aged in big cask from Slavonia. So it is the traditional style and also aged 12 years, which is not easy to find even in this area. So it's a good representative of Dingach. You have still the fruit, of course less intense. You have the classic Mediterranean notes. They keep changing. So a bit of olives, but more herbs, spices. So it's a good complexity, even compared to the other. That is more impactful. This is more complex. I was a bit doubtful at the beginning because of 3 grams residual sugar, but the tannin is still there. The wine can still age. You feel the tannins. And the sugar is making it a bit smoother, long lasting, and sweet note making very nice. It's a great wine. Quick second visit at Matuszko, which is the biggest, most commercial winery in the area. Smaller, closed, not easy to find, so we gave a try. Not for the tasting, more to see the nice refined wine bar, all the cellar, because there is open to visit, and just a quick tasting without focus on that. Quick tips about other wineries. So the small, very tough to find, Kirija is one of the top, but only young vintage is available and not open. Vicelic was thought to be one of the emerging, but we didn't find a place. And then you have bigger international brands like Gerdich, who was originally from here, became a famous winery in California, and recently they came back. This is something
I may consider in the next trip.
Second day, third day of the trip, but second here. Now we are in the small port. Have to call it port, it's marina of Ore Beach. That is the mountainous back. Nice small town, is a village in reality. It's 11, better weather, also a bit windy, so it's less hazy, still hazy, but very far away. In the close distance it's quite good, it's warm but okay. And over there is Korčula town. We will be landing on the left side of the town. Front here is a small island, and then behind there is Lombarda, which is the main wine area of the island, not far from Korčula town.
Just arrived in Korčula. This is the old town, the main entrance. The town lies on a small hill. The main path where these buildings with this wonderful light are. This is the church area, sort of square, very tiny anyway, because it's all compact, and the side lanes are very, very tiny, as you will see later. This is part of the old wall that was surrounding. It is 800 years old roughly. At the beginning was all surrounding. While this part is the promenade on the shore with the wall going down to the sea line, as you can see in a moment.
Here in Lombarda, so a few kilometers from Korčula town. This is the first winery we see in Korčula, Pire Winery. Korčula town is behind there. Very nice. And the structures here is the cellar. Some jazz music, a nice wine bar, wine shop, wine bar tasting, couple of outdoor areas, a lot of green, some plants, very nice. So finally we are in Korčula. We went to the room, to the nice apartment near Korčula town hall, and after a quick swim, a bit of sun, we came here to Lombarda, which is the famous village on the southern part of the island near to Korčula town, to visit Pire Winery, which even according to the first comments is the number one in the area, at least if not in the island. There is father and two sons running winemaking and commercial. We have the two sons here. We tried 3 wines. Unfortunately, the top white Kirk is only for restaurants and export, so we can only drink it in the restaurant. They don't give us. So we have first a rosé, then a Kirk, and then a Plavatsmali. So the rosé is Plavatsmali, that they plant here only because the Kirk grapes, the Kirk vineyards are not pollinating, so they need another grape for the pollination. So that is a particular condition of the Kirk. So they do 5 rows of Kirk and 1 row of Plavatsmali in the plantation. That's why they have also the rosé and the red Plavatsmali. Otherwise they would have only Kirk in this area, which is really particular. Lombarda, you have vineyards from the seaside, near on the sandy beach, all around the village and going uphill a bit. So they have 3-4 different conditions of altitude and difference in soil. This is the rosé, very delicate color. They don't do maceration. So it's really a Plavatsmali, fresh, delicate, elegant. The first thing, light fruit, a bit of minerality, saltiness. 12 alcohol, easy to drink, refreshing, but not too acidic. Very nice aperitif wine. but even to match with some of the light cheese, sheep cheese, or with some starters of seafood if you are in the restaurant. Okay, now we are on Gherk, which is the most particular white grape, basically made only here in Lombarda, so in the small corner of this island. Nowadays we discovered yesterday that they make it a bit also on Pelješac Peninsula. Few wineries have a bit different, much simpler. Here is the real Gherk. Then of course you can find it also there, but this is the real Gherk, and they are probably the number one. It's a very interesting wine. This is from all the different terroirs and locations. So on the sandy, on the beach, up to the hill. Only still is the entry, but already very nice. Complexity, salty mineral, some white fruit, some herbs, give a touch of bitterness. Good acidity, but not very high. It's still a warm environment. So it's a good acidity, perfect aperitif, perfect with seafood, very long lasting in the mouth. This is made quite standard in the sense that using the different terroirs that are vinified separately, then they can change a bit the percentage of each area to make it quite constant in the quality every year. While the surly, which means on the fine leaves that we cannot try, is only from the single vineyard uphill, and then is aged in big casks, so that is a big wine content. This is very nice for standard level, still wine. Recommend, highly recommended, highly recommended.
That's it here. We skipped the Pravasmali, very nice but younger version, like a majority on the island, so completely different concept from Pelješac Peninsula. The guys, Ivo and Josip, fantastic. They can tell you a lot also technically. The family has long history, so highly recommended to come to visit. The video of the sandy beach and the vineyards nearby, as you can see, they are almost on the beach. So this is all the sandy part. Some comments about others. Zure seems the main competitor of Bire. They have high ratings but seems also higher prices. We didn't have time to go. And then someone spoke about a couple of other newcomers which you need to look for. Almost evening, walking back from our apartment to the center, the sun on the back as you can see, so some beautiful photos. We are approaching the center. Here there is one of the towers near the marina. So in the center we have to talk about Marco Polo, who supposedly was born here. He's not sure really. This is the shop with some of his gadgets. There is a house near the church where supposedly he lived. There are different theories. Some say he was born, some that he lived during his life. Anyway, this is the town. Small lanes, as I mentioned before, with a lot of shops and restaurants, very tiny. Then you have the other towers on the seaside with bars and restaurants nearby. As you can see, nice view of the Pelješac here in the photo. And this is the most characteristic half tower left with the cocktail bar on top.
We had dinner at Filippi in Korčula Old Town. She's hiding, shy girl. This is on the seaside. Here is the sea. Three courses, 97.
Wine list curious, not one, but two wineries one on Korčula and one in Šibenik, are part of the ownership of the restaurant. Therefore, they push, especially by glass, their wines, and they occupy a big chunk of the list.
The selection is limited 30 something, the menu is also limited, and surprisingly they have little fish options and several meat like cold cuts, I mentioned ham and lamb and beef cheek, which were good. We tried beef cheek and lamb, but not many seafood dishes and short menu actually.
So overall, quite expensive for what you got, even considering that it's a Michelin recommended. You would expect some more for the price or a bit less pricey. With the view of the yachts in the marina in nighttime, we finish our first part. Hope you enjoyed. Stay tuned for much more in part 2 and part 3, especially more beaches and nature. Thank you very much for watching.